everybody, good morning. Welcome back. Today is a little mini-sewed series. So this is all Advent knitting. But first of all, my name's Alex and I live in Yorkshire in the UK. And this is where I would normally say this is a podcast all about knitting and crochet. And it is, but it's a little mini-sewed series. Why am I finding that so difficult to say? First of all, remove the glasses because they are reflecting quite a bit. So Advent season is upon us. Wow, it's all about the Advent knitting and crochet in this video. If you're anything like me, you are struggling on what you're going to be making this year. So I have put a few patterns together of knitting and crochet patterns that I've found. I've got a couple of extras, which I'll talk about when I get to them, which aren't... Right, okay, so explain this properly, Alex. You know how you get the pages on Ravelry? I printed them all out this morning and I spent about an hour printing them all out and not one of them printed the pictures. So I'm going to be showing them on my iPad. Let me just lower that tripod. That's better. I don't think it's quite straight either. That's better. I will link all the patterns in the description box below the video that I show you today, but they're not going to be linked individually because it takes a really long time to get the links together. So what I've done is I've created a bundle on Ravelry and I will link to that bundle. The two extra patterns that I'm talking about are not available yet, but you'll have to just write them down and be aware when they come out. So... I love Advent knitting season. I absolutely love it. I get so excited and every single year I struggle with what I'm going to make. And usually what happens is it gets to the 1st of December, I start a project and by the 9th of December I've done a whole U-turn and done something else. This year I'm going to be more prepared. So let me just get my Ravelry up and we shall begin. So I've not got them in order of all knitting, then all crochet. They're all kind of just mixed up together. I'm just going to turn the brightness down on the iPad so we can see the iPad properly. So hopefully that's okay. Right. Are we ready? Let's begin. So the first pattern that I've got is, before I show you the pictures, it's the Great Granny Advent Shawl. And this is £6.41 or $7.50. I need my glasses on to see the writing. Can't read. Right, there we go. You'll have to just put up with the reflection. I'm really sorry. So, the Great Granny Advent Shawl is constructed from the bottom up with increases at the centre and at each end. It's a fairly large, oversized shawl, perfect for wrapping up on cold, windy days or for cuddling by the fire while you sip a hot drink. I designed this shawl specifically for Advent collections, which consist of 24 mini skeins and one full skein, all fingering weight yarn. So this is it. The Great Granny Advent Shawl. Look at that. Isn't it beautiful? Isn't that just gorgeous? I really like this one. I like it because it's crochet. And for some reason, when it comes to Advent knitting, I do tend to veer towards crochet, which I've only discovered this morning when I was looking again at these patterns. I thought I always choose a crochet project and I think I'm going to be doing that again this year. So that pattern is by Regarding Yarn and again it's called the Great Granny Advent Shawl. How lovely is that? Right, the second one. I'll show you the pictures first before I talk about it. This is the Stormy Rainbow Blanket. Look at that one. I love the name of this one as well, Stormy Rainbow. You can see that's the reflection in my TV. You can see that I've been watching what I've been watching on YouTube. There is needles at the ready right in the corner there. It's just beautiful. This is absolutely... Oops, a daisy, I've knocked that one off. Which picture was that? I'll show you that one. Isn't it gorgeous? So, this one is... It's one of those ones with a link. Oh. Yep, you've got to follow the link for this one. So... It just says, this stunning blanket shows how brighter skies will always emerge from cooler weather. I just love that. And that's about all it says. It just goes into yarn quantities that you need. But it's 20 mini skeins. And it is knit with 4-ply yarn on a 3.5 hook. It's absolutely lovely. And that's by Faye Dashper Hughes. Really, really like that one. So with this one, it looks like you're going to need a main skein as well. Can you see? Why can't I? There we go. So that is that one. Now for me, this one is in my top 5. This is the Just Feel Festive Shawl by Kalisha Ryan. I'm going to show you the picture first, and this is definitely my top 5 for this year. Look at that. Oh, just love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. Absolutely adore this one. Isn't it gorgeous? So this is by Kalisha Ryan, and it is $1 or 85 pence. An absolute bargain. You are holding fingering weight double in this one to make DK weight, or if you've got a DK weight advent calendar, it's fine for that. So this shawl is meant to feature your advent calendar mini skeins or any collection of minis. It's a granny stripe with a twist. It's worked on the bias. I've done that a few times in crochet and I love it. This means that your stripes will be diagonal. The granny stitch is simple enough to crochet while spending time with family and friends, and since the yarn is worked held double, the fabric will be quite snuggly for those winter nights. The pattern can be worked as wide and as long as you desire. Simply modify the foundation chain by a multiple of 3. Happy festive crochet. I love this one. It's definitely my top 5. Just look, I love this picture. I'm sorry, I'm going to see if I can lower the brightness a little bit more on this to try and stop some of that glare back. It's not really helping, is it? The brightness needs to go up a bit. So, yeah, that's the Just Feel Festive Shawl by Kalisha Ryan. The next one is another one that's in my top 5. So, this is a hat and mitten set. And it's by Dana Ray Makes, and it's called the Scattering Petals set. I'll show you the pictures first. This is it. Whoops, a daisy. Love, love, love this one. Isn't that beautiful? So this one is $5 or £4.27. And it says, the hat and mitten set is all about mini skeins. Ideal for mini skein sets or advent calendar minis. The pattern is easy to memorise once the pattern is established. Comes in 3 adult sizes, small, medium and large. And then it's got head size, circumference and whatnot. And I just think it's beautiful. Definitely one of my top 5. So that one is a knitting one. This next one is crochet again, and this is called the Ginger Cowl by Tony Lipsey, and it is $7.50 or £6.41. Another of my top 5. This could easily become the top 10. I adore this one. So this is DK weight yarn, so you'd have to hold your finger in weight yarn double if you're using a 4-ply advent calendar, or if you've got a DK weight advent calendar, it's fine for that. So pictures first, the ginger cowl. Look at that, look at that, isn't it gorgeous? Oh, I love it. Love it, love it, love it. And I will read you what it says. Put DK weight mini skeins to good use in this fun crochet pattern. The ginger cowl uses 13 colourful and cohesive mini skeins for this playful bandana scarf. Made entirely in turned rows, each colour transitions into the next using a meditative pattern repeat. You'll be done before you know it and itching to make another. Stash, bust, full skeins and scraps, or hunt for DK weight minis from indie dyers and local yarn stores. And the colour combinations are endless. So that one needs 13 mini skeins. Oh, that's lovely. So that's that one. And then we are moving on to a knitting project. This is called the Kiko quilt shawl. Oh, wow. This is by Samantha Troia. I'm sorry if I'm butchering that name. Troia. And it is beautiful. This one is $7 or £5.98. And we will go to pictures first. Look at that. Isn't it beautiful? I think this is the one which has been, yeah, it was a previous MCAL. It was an MCAL from 2018. I thought I'd read that on this one. Oh, it's just beautiful, isn't it? Absolutely beautiful. So it's done in 4-ply weight, 4-ply yarn. The Kiko quilt shawl was originally a 25-day MCAL for Bumblebee Acres Farm's second annual Advent MCAL. I was inspired to create this design by the cute, scrappy nature of homemade quilts and the Kiko prints that always somehow work together, even though each is so different. The construction of this shawl is unique because I wanted to create seams and joins and triangles that all stretch in a uniform way, so the shawl behaves as one piece instead of the many little triangles that it is. The pattern is meant to be relaxing, happy knit leading up to Christmas, so do not feel stressed by this pattern in any way. It's mostly garter stitch, with the only complexity involved being join as you go seaming. Because the pattern is so simple, you can enjoy each day's colour as you knit it, and you can infuse memories into each step as you knit and reflect on the day. How lovely is that? So that is the Kiko quilt shawl by Samantha Troia. I think that's how you say it. Oh, wow. You just know when I show you this one, this was definitely going to be in this collection. This is the Full of Minis hat by Barbara Naluico. I think that's how if I get any names wrong, I just apologise. It's €5 or £4.56, and it is a mini skein hat. Oh, look at that. Who doesn't want that, eh? I like lots of little projects where you can get the absolute most from your advent calendar. It's just beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. The Full of Minis hat is knit from the bottom up on circular needles, and the most challenging part is to pick up stitches when we fold and knit around. It's got tutorials in the pattern, which is the back loop cast on or German twist cast on, the fold and knit, and picking up stitches. It's easier to work with contrast colour minis and is so much fun to pick them up too. I believe every knitter's head full of minis and colours and ideas. Sorry, I said that. I didn't say that right. I believe every knitter's head is full of minis and colours and ideas. That makes much more sense. And I hope this hat will let you show your colours. Absolutely, it is beautiful. Beautiful. So that one is a knitting one as well. This is another knit, and this is called La Boheme, I think. And it's by Tricot and Stitch. It's €5 or £4.56. And it's like a wrap, is this one. Why isn't that loaded? There we go. Look at that. Isn't it beautiful? Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So this one, let's knit an Advent mystery stole together. The Noel vintage mystery pattern is a relaxing and fun knit. It's the perfect project to squeeze in a bit of knitting in your December busy days while enjoying Christmas atmosphere. So this was an Advent mystery knit along in 2021. The pattern uses 24 mini skeins of the Tricot and Stitch Advent calendar and in the order of the envelope's opening. Alternatively, you can use any fingering weight yarn. You'll need approximately 480 grams if you're planning to use 100 gram full skeins, or you'll need 5 skeins of 360 meters, or you can use minis, which is just, yeah, the pattern uses 24 mini skeins. It's just stunning. You can see that this one has got, if I find a picture, a lot of really pretty lace detail in it. Can you see? Isn't it gorgeous? That's a really, really pretty one. That'd be really cozy to make. Next one. This is the Scattering Petals cowl. Again, it's knit, and it is by Dana Ray Makes again. And it is stunning. It's $5 or £4.27. In which picture am I going to bring up first? This one first. Look at that. Oh, look at that. Look at that texture on there. Isn't it beautiful? I love anything with a texture. I really do. Oh, it's just gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. This cowl is all about mini skeins. There are 2 options for thickness: a thinner version using sock weight yarn, or a thicker version using DK weight, or sock weight yarn held double. The patterning is easy to memorise, and there are no ends to weave in because they can be knotted and left inside, similar to how the litmus cowl is made. The pattern is ideal for yarny countdown calendars. Oh, it's lovely. Absolutely lovely. So it's going to be like a big loop, and you're going to loop it round. It's beautiful. I like that one. Okay, that's in my top 5 as well. The next one is the Radvent Throw. It was on last year's Advent Roundup, and it is again on this year's. This is by Amber O'Brien. It's $7 or £5.98, and I still love it. Still love it. So it's back on the list again this year. It's just stunning. Absolutely stunning. So this one, oh, what have I done there? Knit yourself a gorgeous throw to treasure over the years to come. For yourself or as a gift that's very special someone. Each square is designed to use up mini skeins, perfect for a 24 colour set, or use up those lovely leftovers you've been saving and create a memory blanket of all your favourites. Alternatively, you can make a monochromatic version with your favourite colour. The options for you to express your creativity are endless. Designed for 24 colours, the Advent Throw could easily be made larger or smaller to suit you. It's just lovely. There's a reason this is back on this year's Advent list, because it's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. And then we have, this is another knit. This is the Slay All Day Advent Cowl by Alison Stufer, and it's $7 or £5.98. And I think this is again one that's knit and then seamed together. So, ooh, look at that. Look at all those different, each section, can you see, has got a different design on it. I love it like that. So it's not just endless stocking stitch. As well as changing colours, you're also doing something a little bit different. And I can see brioche in there. So you've got a little bit of brioche, just a tiny, tiny bit. So maybe if you've been wanting to try brioche, but you don't want a big project, this would be perfect. Because by the looks of that, it's only a very small number of rows that are brioche. Oh, just look at the different... Okay, this is in the top 5 as well. It's just beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. And this is the Slay All Day Cowl, a 24-day advent knitting adventure with lace and brioche. The pattern is written for a 24 skein advent calendar with 10 or 20 gram minis. You may substitute the mini skeins with scraps and leftovers or a combination of full skeins in 2 or 3 colours. The pattern includes different sections of lace repeats, one colour brioche and texture, making this a fun, beginner-friendly project broken down into day-by-day instructions. Oh, you know what? I think I might be doing this one. I really think I might. The cowl is knit in the round, utilising a provisional cast-on to create an infinite tube to wrap yourself in when the weather turns colder. Oh, wow. That's lovely. That's beautiful. I love how it's got just each section, although you're changing colour, you're doing something different as well. So it would really be really engaging. I really like that one. I think I may be doing that one. I think we've just made a decision for me. Oh, see, I love this one as well. This is for the Fair Isle knitters among us. I thought it was actually part of a roundup of patterns, but it's not. So it's a little bit of a pricey pattern, but you're getting 2 patterns in it. And it's the Fair Isle Advent M Calendar. And it's by Susanna Winter. So let me show you this first. There is a lot going on with this pattern. So it is pricey, but you've got to take into account how much has been put into this pattern. Look at that. It's like, you know how you get the samplers in cross stitch? That's what it reminds me of. It's absolutely gorgeous. I mean, the work that has gone into this pattern is massive. So I'm going to read you, oops. With the Fair Isle Advent M Calendar, you'll create a stocking cap or a cowl in 25 days, or take the emergency exit to turn the cap into a head-hugging beanie. All sorts of fingering weight leftovers, scraps, half skeins, unicorn tails or advent calendar minis are ideal. Each day is presented as a stranded colour work chart knit in the round. All charts can be worked with just 2 colours and you can use as many as you wish. Your colour choice determines whether your project is a classic or a modern interpretation of traditional Fair Isle motifs. Regardless of how many colours you pick, all the rounds are knit with just 2 colours and short floats. The Fair Isle Advent M Calendar comes in 4 sizes for the stocking cap or beanie and 1 for the cowl. Length is adjustable within the pattern. The pattern is written in both metric and US terminology. Only charted instructions are given for the colourwork patterns. In addition to instructions for knitting the accessories, the pattern also includes 24 colourwork charts in 2 variations. That's 48 charts in total. So bear in mind that when I tell you how much this is, because it is absolutely worth it. Tips for choosing colours with 7 illustrated colour scheme examples. And they do also offer the pay hip, which is the pay what you want. So want to support the sustainability of indie knitwear design, set your own price for this pattern on pay hip. But the pattern is €18, which is about £16. for the amount of work that has got into this pattern, I do think that's absolutely worth it. And for the amount of colour work charts that you'll get, which you can then put into other projects as well, absolutely worth it. So that is the Fair Island Advent M calendar. I'm not sure when that came out. Oh, there it is. The pattern was originally released as a 25-part Advent calendar mystery knit-along in December 2022. So this was last year's. I just love that. I just absolutely love that. Isn't it beautiful? And I think if you are new to Fair Isle, it's probably a really good option to start with. Because it does say in it, it's got short floats. I've only done it once and it was a pair of mitts. And it was okay to do, but I struggled a bit and I haven't ventured down that rabbit hole again. But I do want to try, and that is stunning. Absolutely stunning. So that is that one. And then we have, this one is by Helen Stewart. Now this one is still part of the Knit Vent collection. You can't buy this on its own yet because Knit Vent is still going on. The Knit Vent collection is £18, but you get for that 5 patterns, I think it is, which is brilliant, and they're still being released each week. So this is the Trifle wrap by Helen Stewart. I have this pattern because I have the Knit Vent collection this year, so this is definitely one of my contenders. Are you ready? Oh my word, isn't that beautiful? In the Facebook group, one of our members has done this. So if you're in the Facebook group, if you scroll down, you'll see this. It's been done by one of the members and it is absolutely beautiful. Beautiful. I really like it. So that one is by Helen Stewart, and I shall read you the blurb. A trifle is so much more than the name suggests. The writer, Oliver Wendell Holmes, declared trifle to be that most wonderful object of domestic art, and went into raptures over its charming confusion of cream and cake, and almonds and jam, and jelly and wine, and cinnamon and froth. That was in the mid-1800s, probably peak trifle. By that time, the basic concept had already been around for a few hundred years, beginning as a clever way for thrifty cooks to use up sweet leftovers in a single pudding. Slowly, trifle climbed the social ladder until it finally arrived, decked out in a sparkling crystal bowl, to take centre stage at fancy dinner parties and holiday feasts around the world. Since then, trifle has cycled in and out of fashion several times, but it's still a festive favourite. The trifle wrap takes after its namesake in every way. Light and decadent, generously layered and delightfully over the top. Designed to use 24 20-gram fingering weight minis held double with a strand of silk mohair lace yarn that's perfect for your festive yarn set. But as with a real trifle, it can also be made beautifully out of leftovers from your stash, and that's what I use for the sample. Like the cream that mingles trifle's many ingredients into one transcendent pudding, the fluffy mohair softens and melds even the most random assortment of scraps in one delicious masterpiece. It's beautiful. It's absolutely stunning. And the last one on here is the Sweet Shop blanket. This is another knitting pattern, and it's using DK weight yarn, so it's fingering weight held double. And this is the Sweet Shop blanket by the lovely Laura Penrose, and it is beautiful. All Laura's patterns are beautiful anyway. This is a particular favourite of mine. Isn't it beautiful? Look at that. Who wouldn't want to have that? It's just gorgeous. And this one is £6. The Sweet Shop blanket is constructed using 4 different types of squares, which are joined using short rows and picking up stitches. No seaming here. You can add as many squares as you wish to make a square or a rectangular blanket. A smooth and neat edging is worked as you make the blanket, or an I-cord edging can be worked afterwards. The size of the sample shown is lap square. It's just beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. And then it says at the bottom, if you're using scrap yarn, the Sweet Shop blanket was named after the feeling you get when choosing which yarn to use next from a delicious basket of scraps. Leftovers from other projects, gifted mini skeins, impulse buys from your favourite dye. We've all got a few of those. And like a child in a sweet shop or a kid in a candy store, depending on where you're from. There's no reason why you can't mix up your yarn weights as well. Make the most of your DK and fingering weight scraps by holding them double. Don't quite have 10 grams of fingering weight? No worries, use different colours and marl them together. Just make sure you have at least 5 grams of each strand. And you can even lucky dip your yarns for maximum fun. So that is all the patterns that I've got on Ravelry. There is another one that I want to show, which I'm going to have to, because it's not out yet. So this is by Ellie at Crafthouse Magic, which I'm going to have to bring up her YouTube channel. The pattern is not out till the 1st of December, but I should be at the correct place.
Sewing isn't what
I'll just pause it a minute. Right, so before I show you this, I'm just clicking through the video to make sure I'm giving the right information. So this pattern is by Ellie at Crafthouse Magic. It's not available yet. It's not available until the 1st of December. And there are different weights that can be used for this shawl. She also says that further down the line, she's going to be adding instructions to make it into a blanket. But that won't be available straight away. So I will show you the pattern. And this is it. How beautiful is that? And what she says in the video, can you see how these look like cubes? You can actually, if you did all of those parallelograms the same colour, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, you would create a star instead. Can you see that? If you go ahead and watch Ellie's latest video, she talks in depth about the... Whoops, a daisy. If you go ahead to Ellie's latest video, she talks in depth about this pattern, and I just think it's beautiful. This is, I believe, the DK weight one. There is a 4-ply weight one coming, which I can just show you. If I skip ahead in the video, I think I've gone too far. Hold on. Right. So this is black and white because this sample of Ellie's has been knit using her advent calendar mini skeins, which obviously is not out yet. So she's turned this part of the video black and white so as not to spoil the advent calendar. But the fingering weight one is like this. Isn't it beautiful? I really love it. This is my contender. This is the one that I really want to do. So that is by Ellie at Crafthouse Magic. If you go over to Ellie's channel, which I will link in the description box below, you can find out a lot more about the pattern. So that's one of the extras that I can't link that because it's not out yet. And finally, the last one that I have is a pattern by me. And again, it's not out yet. It's not out until the 1st of December. The pattern has been in testing for the past month. And it's just having a few tweaks before it goes live. But this is the Dreamer Shawl by me. You can make this. This is knit sideways with the ribbon picked up afterwards. You see the ribbon, and this main colour is from a 100-gram skein. And you knit the whole shawl sideways, then you pick up and you do the ribbon, and then you put an I-cord border all the way around the entire shawl to finish it off. You can make this as long or as short as you like. I can actually show you mine. I may as well just grab it and show you it because I've got it right here. So this is it. And this consists of 27 rows, but you can keep going and make it as long as you like. It is made with 5-gram mini skeins, but as you can see, one mini, especially in the shorter rows, is being used on more than one stripe. I actually used 20 5-gram mini skeins for this. So you could make it as long as you want or as short as you want. and it's got this gorgeous ribbon detail and then an I-cord border which goes around the whole shawl. I love it. This is a smaller one. I'm going to be making a bigger one as well. But yeah, it's just a lovely, perfect little size. So that is the Dreamer shawl. And that is also coming out on the 1st of December. The pattern's just having a couple of little tweaks before it's ready. But yeah, that one will be available as well. So I can't link to this pattern because it's not available yet. And that is everything for the Advent knitting. So I hope that some people have found some inspiration there and you're all as confused as I am over what we're going to be knitting this Advent. I think for me, I really want to do a crochet project. I always do seem to do a crochet project, but I do like to have 2 Advent projects if I can. I like to get as much out of my Advent as I can. So I usually do some socks, but I don't know this year because I really want to do the box nest shawl that Ellie's brought out. I love it. I absolutely love it. So who knows? Who knows which one I'll choose, but hopefully you won't have too much trouble choosing. So thank you for joining me today, everybody, and I will see you on the next video. Bye-bye.